video. So welcome to the channel. We're going to talk a little bit of boxing. So this first video is about Terence Crawford versus Egis Kavaliauskas, the Mean Machine. It should be a decent fight. It is his mandatory, so it'll be good to get his mandatory out the way, so he won't come calling for a fight once it's time for some bigger fights or some unifications to come about. Kavaliauskas is a decent fighter. I watched his last few fights. I've seen his last fight with Ray Robinson, which was a draw. I thought Ray Robinson won that fight, but the judges gave it as a draw, so hey, what can we say? But I think Crawford will be able to dominate it, handle it easy. He has faster footwork. Kavaliauskas has decent power, but that's pretty much it. Decent power, a one-handed fighter. So I think Crawford should be able to handle this relatively easy. So I'm looking forward to a pretty one-sided fight. You know, maybe it'll be a good boxing match for 3 rounds because Kavaliauskas has a deep amateur background, so he understands how to stay in a fight. So maybe it'll be good for about 3 rounds, and then Crawford should dominate. And also, I'm just tired of hearing people saying, "Oh, this is a bad fight," and blah blah blah. I wanted him. He should fight Sean Porter or Danny Garcia and blah blah blah. Which I agree. I don't have a problem with a Sean Porter or a Danny Garcia fight, but I do have a problem with you saying that he needs to fight those guys. You know, he needed to fight Jeff Horn to get his belt. He's a champion, and we want the champions to unify and fight other champions. So I've never heard of the people saying, "Hey, NFC champions, you need to fight you need to play the AFC losers before you can play the Patriots in the Super Bowl." Or, "Hey, Cleveland Cavaliers, you need to play the loser of the Western Conference Finals before you can play Golden State in the finals." Let's stop with all these made-up excuses, and let's just have the best fight the best. Let's push for champions fight the champions. And also, on another note about the Danny Garcia fight, they sent Danny Garcia an offer of $3 million. The same offer that was sent to Amir Khan. Amir Khan countered that offer, the $3 million offer, and said, "Give me another $1 million and some UK money and I'll fight." And the fight happened. Danny didn't respond. He never countered with 5 or 6 or anything. So how can we say it was a lowball offer, or how can? And also, Danny Garcia made $1.1 million to fight Adrian Granados. He was offered $3 million and a shot at a title, plus a pay-per-view upside to fight Crawford. So, which one was a better fight, do you think? $1 million, 1.1 for a fight against Granados with no belt, or a $3 million offer where you could have negotiated better than Amir Khan, maybe got $5-6 million? That's all I'm saying is we need to be cognizant of what we asking from these fighters and what we asking from Crawford. We're saying, "Hey, this is a low offer." Well, Danny never countered, so we don't know how low of an offer it would have been. Also, on the Porter front, we saying he should offer Sean Porter, or Bob Arum should offer, Top Rank should offer Sean Porter. Sean Porter made $2 million. Errol Spence made $2 million for a unification pay-per-view bout in LA in September 28th. I think that's a great day. So if he made $2 million plus, I'm pretty sure it's pay-per-view, so he'll get a pay-per-view backside, you know, a check, a upside check, and it was maybe they said 300,000 to 400,000 pay-per-views buys. So he may get another $1 million out of that. So that's $3 million to fight Errol Spence in a unification bout. $3 million. He's not a licensed promoter in LA, so he couldn't be paid as a promoter. So I would agree that he maybe get a pay-per-view upside. But when you're doing only 300,000 to 400,000, not only, but when you do 300,000 to 400,000 pay-per-view buys, then that's maybe $1 million that you get on top of that. It will be a few million to split on top of that. So it'll be so much will go but I think 60% or so go to the networks, and then the others broke down between promoters and fighters and things of that nature. So if he got 3 million for that fight, what is a reasonable offer Bob Arum should make for a Porter fight? And then should it be if he got paid $2 million, should they offer him $3 million and negotiate? Should they offer him $4 million and negotiate? I don't know. So I just wanted a little feedback from the fight fans, since they always say that 3 million was a lowball offer when he got paid 1.1 million to fight that next fight or his last fight. So, and that's pretty much about how I think it should line up. I think that since Keith Thurman is out he running around with a cast on his hand with a broken hand again, Garcia is probably gonna wait for the Earl Spence, and Earl Spence is out. And Sean Porter coming off of the Earl Spence fight in September, he wouldn't have been able to fight in December. And he's contractually obligated to have two fights this year, so he has to fight in December, or it's going to be a violation of his contract. He has a minimum 3 max fight a year deal, so they must secure 2 fights in a calendar year, or it's a violation of the contract. So all I'm saying is, I want champions to fight the champions. We need to put pressure on them. And I guess we can't really put pressure on Earl Spence. Wish him well. Wish him a speedy recovery. Leave that alcohol alone, boy. That shit ain't for you, man. I mean, that's one of the truths that Elijah Muhammad and our Muslim family and brothers have taught us about that liquor, man. It's something that you don't want no part of, man. It destroys you. It puts you in a place you don't want to be. It have you flipping your foreign cars and sitting in the hospital, and now you're facing DUIs, man. It's not unnecessary. It's not cool. You just gotta stay focused, man. I know you're a true champ, so you'll bounce back. But so we gotta keep Thurman out of the way. Danny Garcia is probably gonna wait for the Earl Spence fight since he didn't suffer any major injuries. So why not fight your mandatory? Get it out the way. Don't just sit around, keep waiting, keep asking, keep trying to negotiate, and keep trying to speak up a big fight. It's time to fight. You just can't keep waiting on these guys. You gotta just keep fighting, bud. Just keep fighting. And maybe maybe Danny Garcia or something, maybe I guess they're lucky Spence didn't get hurt, any further. That way you could get that fight. If not, you would be sitting on the sideline. Keith Thurman's hurt, Earl Spence hurt. What are you gonna do, Danny? You can't get the Pacquiao fight. What were you gonna do? Would you take the $3 million, and would you counter offer on that offer? So I'm just saying, win or lose, you still get the rest of those PBC fights. PBC has to fight in house, so you losing to Crawford won't be a big deal. It'll just be a shot at a few $1,000,000 and another shot at the title that you don't deserve. But I just want the fight fans to keep a good perspective. Keep an open mind about what we want from these fighters, what we asking as far as money, which I don't know why we worried about these guys' pockets anyway. Whatever they can negotiate for the fight, that's what they need to negotiate. I don't care if it was a low ball offer. How do we know if it was a low ball offer? He didn't tell him it was low. He never even responded. So let's remove ourselves and quit acting like we're their agents and their managers, and let's put more pressure on them to work something out to make the fight. We can put pressure on both sides. So we can put pressure on Top Rank to say, hey, 3 million maybe it should have been 4. And we need to be putting pressure on Danny, say, hey, maybe you should have countered. Maybe you should have told him 5. Maybe you should have said 6. Maybe you should have said something. And that, because all of this trying to pick a side, say, and this anti-Crawford is just getting out of hand. I'm watching people talk about Crawford is a devil, he's evil, he's an asshole, he's all this thing. What? Never met this guy. Never met him. But he's evil, he's an asshole, and he's all these things. Wow. What's the term? Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? So let's just quit being all personal. Let's quit being all babies. Just because we're pro Bud or pro Spence don't mean you have to be anti the other. You can have a favorite fighter and not hate another person personally and attack them every day of your life. What do we gain? We don't get no money from dissing Crawford every day or dissing Spence every day. Maybe we get some views, so maybe we do get a little money. You know what I mean? But let's step back. Let's apply the same pressure to both sides, and let's get the fight. Let's quit saying that oh yeah, he need to earn his shot. What did Mikey Garcia do to earn a shot at the title? He never fought at welterweight. No, it's not 140. Nobody's saying that this is 140 anymore. He's unified at 140, but he has a championship belt at 147, and that's why we're calling for the Spence fight. That's all I'm saying. It's not that. What did Danny Garcia do to earn a fight against Earl that he was going to get in January? What did he do to deserve that? Beating Adrian Granados? The same belt that he was getting a shot at. They skipped Ugas to be the mandatory. Ugas was the mandatory. They just didn't order the mandatory. Danny Garcia was the number one contender. They skipped Ugas and moved Danny Garcia up to fight Spence. And he just lost a shot at that title against Sean Porter, the vacant title that Keith Thurman held away for some years after he took it from Danny. So all I'm saying is let's stop with this. Oh, he needs to earn a fight with Earl, or he needs to earn a champion. He has the other belt. Let's push for unifications. All of this earn a fight. What did El Campo do to earn a fight? He was the mandatory, and we didn't complain about El Campo. We celebrated the fact that Earl was getting his first fight in a Dallas facility, the Cowboys facility, the practice facility. So let's keep the same energy, man. Let's just push for the best to fight the best. And what they do in the ring will determine who's the best. We're not gonna determine who the best by talking about it. The best will be determined by when they fight. So I just want to thank y'all for stopping into my channel. You know what I mean? Like, this is my first boxing video. I'm gonna do a few more videos about that card, about the Teofimo Lopez and the Richard Comey, which is gonna be a great fight. Teofimo is not gonna be knocking out of Richard Comey and doing Fortnite dances in the ring. Comey's gonna be on his ass. This is gonna be a real fight. And then we got this weekend coming up. We got Shakur Joette Gonzalez, and that's gonna be a born burner. Today is this February. I was about to say it's February. Today is the 22nd of October. So that fight is this Saturday. Today is Tuesday. So I just want to thank y'all for coming through the channel. I want y'all to check out my growing content. I got a lot of growing content that's coming on the way. We're opening up a few things. I want you guys just be on the lookout. Hit the like button, subscribe. It's your boy Stonebone Boxing, and we just came to put a few things on the table. Now y'all can chop it up, dissect it, and see what's up. And we'll be back at you on the next one. Peace.